Hello, my name is Mackenzie Collins, and this is my speech on saving money. I've tried very many times to save money. It just isn't one of the easiest things to do. Especially in the world we live in today, saving money is very hard. Um, Everything's in the stores so expensive, especially if you have a family to provide for. It's like double. So when I go to the store, the first thing that comes to mind is money. I'm sure it is for a lot of people. Um, Maybe not for all people, but most, I think it is. I know I usually spend over $200 a week in groceries for my family, so therefore it makes saving money even harder when groceries are number one priority. Um, Most people, I think, try to save money and try to make a living a number one priority also. It's just so hard to do in these times, in these days. It's just almost impossible. Um, when I first started budgeting, I was in high school. I just got my first job. I was working at fast food, and I wanted to save up for my first car. Um, which my parents, offered to help, but I wanted something that was mine. So when I first started budgeting, I wanted to work all day, every day, just so I could have money. Um, Sometimes it didn't work that way with school and other things, but for the most part, I tried to save it, work all the time, have money to save, especially being a teenager. That's pretty hard. Um, so when I first started my job, I had my eye on a truck that I wanted. Um, my parents had always told me, if you don't save money, you'll live paycheck to paycheck. And I thought, well, I don't want to do that, especially with buying a car and gas and being a teenager. It just doesn't work out that good. So when I got my truck, I finally saved up enough money to buy the truck. I had got it, and then I had to have money for gas. So I wanted to run around the weekends, with all my friends, and gas is pretty expensive compared to the old days. So here I was paying over $2 a gallon for gas, and I didn't have the money for it because I was blowing my money. I tried and tried each week to save, and finally I found something that helped me a lot. I went to the bank and I started a savings account. I got my check direct deposit. They deposit directly into your bank account. And each week I'd have some coming out going into the savings that I couldn't touch. So that when it was coming out each week, I usually done like $50. So, $50 in 2 weeks, that's $100, So there for a couple of weeks, I'd sat at home and let my savings account build up. By the time I knew it, I had $250 in my savings account. So the only thing I used the savings account for was gas. I didn't spend nothing outside of it. That was my gas for the week. I saved in 3 months. I saved around, was it $500, I think? So that was pretty good, for me, especially not being able to save before I had a job, and now I'm doing pretty good. I know most people, they have a big family or they don't get enough hours at work, but I definitely recommend the savings account. It helps a lot. It helped me. I still have a savings account to this day that I can't touch. So if I ever have an emergency or anything, that money is there. But now I used to not be an expert at saving money, but I did learn that if you put it away and you can't touch it, it will be there. And that is my speech on saving money. Thank you.